Hello everyone, my name is Janie and I'm the head physio at Healthshift. Welcome back to another class where we're doing the intermediate mobility routine of your hips. So a little bit more difficult than the beginner variation, but not too advanced, which can cause you to have some discomfort if you're not used to that level. So this is something which you can use definitely for any sort of deadlift or squat warm-up routine. You can use this as a gentle bed flow in the morning or before you're sleeping. Anything very, very versatile, and the exercises are pretty simple to understand. So try your best to at least do this once or maybe twice a week in case you're experiencing some stiff hips. Today we're doing 6 exercises, 40-20 ratio, and I hope you enjoy. We're going to get started with the first exercise of supine hip circles, where we're not only warming up the area, but we're also getting them a good amount of blood flow to the side of the hips. Let's start by taking the hips all the way out to the side and come back to neutral and gentle tug inwards towards your body. All the way out and down, all the way in and tug. Perfect. Try your best to not let the ankles collapse down. You want it to always be in line with your knees. Perfect. It is okay if your ankles are not going down all the way. Make sure that you're following it with the knees. Do not drop it down or collapse the exercise. Slow and controlled. And let's take a quick break before we move on to the second side of the body. Make sure that you're doing this controlled. There should be no sudden drops of your hips. And always maintain the 90-degree pattern. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Out to the side as much as you can and come back to neutral. Looking good. Let's keep going. You should feel a really beautiful and gentle stretch right on the front of your hips if you're doing this properly. Let's keep moving. Give a nice stretch. Hang in there for a little bit longer, but do not touch your ankles to the floor unless your knees are also touching. We're almost there. Let's keep moving. Easy 10, come on. 3, 2, 1, and let's take a break. Well done. All right, that was a good start. The next exercise, we are going to be doing some frog bumps. Here, we are also targeting your inner thighs, and this exercise can be a bit uncomfortable for some people, so push safely as much as you can. Heels together, knees away from each other. Let's rock back as much as you can and come back to neutral. Rock back as much as you can, back to neutral. If you feel like this is easier than you're expecting, feel free to drop your forearms down and repeat the same exercise. Looking good. You can even pulse for a couple of seconds before you're coming back in case it's needed. Perfect. I personally like to give 2 to 3 pulses, so by the time the third pulse has reached, you can have a better range compared to the first one. 2, 1, and relax. Nice work. I'm sure we can take your knees a bit more away from each other for the next round. Make sure heels are together and your buttocks are resting on it. 3, 2, come on, positions, and let's go. All the way back, all the way to neutral. If they're easily touching your buttocks, another thing you can do is take another step forward with your forearms and try to push for the range equally. Nice work. It should feel like your body is working for it. It should not be easy. It should be maybe at a 6 out of 10 in terms of discomfort. Looking good. Keep going. We're just 10 more seconds away. Nice work. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good work. All right. Let's move on to the next exercise. You're going to be in all fours position. We are working on how well we can bring the knees forward as well as back. So more of upper buttocks and your upper thighs are what we are working. All right. Take a step forward next to the wrist. From here, take a step back and kick in the reverse way. Forward, out, backward, up. Lovely. Let's keep moving. Try your best to not have an intermediate action, as in do not put your foot down like this. Directly take it back up. Directly place it right over here. It's okay if the movement is slower. Remember, it's progress, not perfection. Nice work. Deep breaths. It's a fantastic core exercise also. And let's take a break. Good one. Let's shift to the opposite side. All right. In a couple of more seconds, take a deep breath here. And let's begin. All the way up. Directly kick behind and repeat. Perfect. If you feel like your hips are way stiffer than you were expecting, you can then take a small step forward like this till you have reached the end range and then restart again. Do not ever stop an exercise when you feel it's too difficult. It is just because the range has not been reached. That's why. Always make it easier, but do the similar movement. 1 and relax. Oh, that was good. Let's move on. Next exercise, very beautiful stretch on the sides of your inner thighs. In a kneeling position, take your feet outwards and away from you, as in if you straighten your hands to the side, that's where your toes are pointed. Rotate your torso towards me and let's try to bend your knees as much as you can and come back to neutral. Perfect. You should feel a wonderful stretch over here. Go as deep as you can. There is no limit. Down and away from you. We are going downwards in a diagonal manner and coming back up. Hands can be however you want to place it. It does not matter. You can even use your hands to supplement the movement. We're almost there. Come on. 3, 2, 1 and take a break. Nice work. Catch your breath. Second thing to make sure is that your heels and your knees should always be at the same level. And of course, the more you drive it away from you, the tougher it gets. All right, let's get started. Drive sideways and down and back up to neutral. Perfect. Let's keep moving. Just imagine you're doing a leg press from here. Push the floor away from you and come back to neutral. Do not rotate your torso. Torso always facing me. Lovely. Perfect. Hold for a second or two and come back to neutral. We're almost there. 3, 2, 1 and relax. Perfect. Now this exercise has helped you become a little bit more resilient when it comes to outward hip movements. So you are ready for the next exercise. Can be a bit uncomfortable, but it's all for the good. Hands behind the head. Let's start by rotating and taking your knees as far away as you can towards your feet and come back to neutral. Rotate downwards and repeat. So you want your chest to go close to the knees, knees to go away from the toes before you're coming back to neutral. Perfect. A slightly easier modification is touching the floor like this so that you have some extra support when you're coming back to neutral. Perfect. Otherwise, try to lean forward, bend and repeat. We're almost there and relax. Have some water if you need to. We're going to move on to the opposite side. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's begin. Rotate, down and back up. Push the floor as hard as you can away from you. I like to inhale here and exhale over here. Again, reminder, feel free to tap the floor like this for some extra support. You can even use a yoga block to make the floor closer to you, and you can tap on top of the yoga mat. Yoga block, doesn't matter. Just find a way to touch your chest towards your knees. Lovely. 3, 2, 1, and take a break. Lovely. We just have one last exercise to go, which is going to be working on how well your body can rotate your hips outwards. Standing position, hands on the waist, bend one knee. All you're going to do is rotate it outwards and come back in. Let's get started and begin. All the way out. Push, push, all the way back in. Don't put your feet back on the floor. Use your toes to grasp the yoga mat or the floor as hard as you can. This is also a game of balance and proprioception. So we're working on a lot of things at once. If you lose balance, simply tap the floor, pick it back up and return. Keep your position as neutral as you can. We're almost there. Come on, wipe off any of the sweat you have on the face, but do not lose your focus here. And let's take a quick break. You've done great work so far, just a little bit more left. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Rotate and back to neutral. Feel free to push before you come back. Just breathe, align your body. Be in as much of a straight line as you can. Come on, test yourself, challenge yourself. You can do this. I trust you. Come on. Easy 10 seconds to go. Stay with me. We're almost there. 5, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Relax. You did it all the way from the start to the end. Well done. And if you feel like you're ready for the next level, do try out the Advanced Hip Mobility series also. Till then, keep practicing and I'll see you in the next class. Bye.